quick review. I will review what I did last meeting. Create concrete floor slab. Okay. Pencil, view, drawing a grid. By the way, if you forget something, okay, go ahead and file new, create concrete floor. I forget here to add the elevation. We can assume 12, 20 feet or anything. Okay. Cancel, view, drawing a grid. I will start with insert points 0, 0. Enter. I think the second one will be 10, 25, 35, 50. So 10 and 0, 25, 0, 35, 0, 50, 0. 10, 0, and 10, I think. No, 10 and 15. We'll start with 15. 10, 15, 25, 15, 35, 15, 50, 15. 0, I think 25, 10, 25, 25, 25, 35, 25, 50, 25, 0, 35, 35, no, 45, 10, 45, 25, 45, 35, 45, 50, and 45. If you cannot watch anything, view, point label, I can watch all of them. Modify, I'm sorry, insert, beams, beams. Explicit shape. I can define the cross section. It's from concrete. The depth was 30. The width was 16 inch. This one in inch. This one in inch. Apply. I can draw my beams like this. Based on the layout of the structure or of the floor. Done. Skip from the keyboard. Insert columns. Explicit shape. It's a rectangular, 20 inch. I'm 20 inch. Okay. Apply. Go ahead and draw columns at each location of each column. Skip. Insert slabs. Thickness. It was 5 inch. Please, before applying, go back to draw slabs. Apply. I can click at each corner of the slab. If you have stairs, we don't have slab. If you have opening, we don't have slab. If you would like to watch what you did, you can see isometric, and you can make this shadow or rendering of beams and blades. Okay. Anyway, insert loads, area load, slab named in this software as area. What is the type of area? What is the type of, or what is the function of the structure? It's office building. So I will use office and then click within or box the perimeter. Apply. Just click on each area. Then you are applying the live load. Spreadsheet load combination. The software automatically define the load combination. We have dead and live. So we have dead load plus live load for surface without factor 1 and 1. We have another load combination for strength for design, probably dead load time 1.4 only, or dead load plus live load. Dead load time 1.2, live load plus 1.6. Okay. Then I can solve by this little icon, starting to solve. Solving. Finally, we can watch the results. We started last meeting with what? With the slabs. The live load is still showing up, so you can hide them from this little icon. So from this icon, slabs, color fill, contour, what is the results you are looking for? MZ for reinforcement in Z direction, and Z direction is the horizontal direction. Can you watch these axes? Z and the X. So horizontally is Z direction. So if you select here Z and make sure you are selecting the right combination. Excuse me. So we have strength, dead plus live. Strength, because we have another dead plus live, but surface. The only difference, surface, dead plus live without factor. But strength, dead plus live with factor 1.2 and 1.6. Then okay, I can watch the moment on the slab. These colors, what is the value? I can figure out the values using this scale. So, for example, any point taking this yellow color, the moment on this point range between 0.08 negative and 0.33 kPa. Okay. This is for reinforcement in X direction. If you are looking for, in horizontal direction. If you are looking for reinforcement in the vertical dimension, we can select MX. Okay, you can watch the moment in the vertical direction. If you are looking for deflection, you can select here displacement. But for displacement, we don't need factors. We will use surface dead plus live according to ACI. Okay, the same meaning. For example, any point with red color, the displacement at this point ranged between 0.157 and 0.176 inch. Any point with yellow color, the deflection at these points ranged between 0.081 to 0.1 inch. So this scale will help you to read these color values. Any question until this point? Guys, do you have any question? Thank you. Do you have any question until this point? If you are working, or if you plan to work as a structural engineer in a company or a consultant office, no way You have to learn all of this stuff, all of this software. Nobody after graduation will use hand calculation for structure analysis. Everything with software. So you have to be familiar with all of these software. This software RISA is a very simple. We have different types of software like SAB, ETAB, all of these stuff. In the Middle East, it's very famous. If you are talking about 100 floor building, we should have use a different software because we have a big issue with wind and earthquake. So software in structure analysis and design, it's a different story. Okay, so please take it serious. Okay, guys. From results, bending, concrete, I can show you what is the ultimate keep foot on the beams. But before starting, I would like to say something. Okay, for beam with label M1, the top bending moment 15, the bottom bending moment 5. For beam M2, the top bending moment 17, the bottom 18. I don't care about negative or positive. It's not my issue. My issue is top and bottom. Top and bottom. Okay? So, before continuing, I would like to remind you for something. We learned in this course, if you have a beam like this, your bending moment diagram, you remember that? So we have top, which is positive, and we have bottom, which is negative. You remember these diagrams? That makes sense. Okay, so top and bottom, the values on the beam. But how can I know which beam called M1 and which beam called M2? It's very important because this table can give you the value of moment. But where is this moment? So we need to show up the label of the beams. It's very easy. View beam labels. Here you go. So if you open the results, bending, and you have a beam called M1, this little beam between this column and this column is M1. So the top moment will be 15 from this side. At this, I'm sorry, the top, this value. How much? This is M1, for example. Top moment 15.3, 15.3. Then the bottom value negative 5.8. The negative value 5.8. So we have a negative here 5.8. Second one, M2, which is this one. The top bending moment 17.26. So we have here 17.26. The bottom value negative 18.5. So we have this side negative 18.5 and this side negative 18.5. if you are continuing, if you continue this process, you can reach the final bending moment on each beam. Once you get your moment, the next step is very easy. Just M ultimate divide B phi B D square. You can figure out this value. Then you can figure out the value of rho. Then you can figure out the value of area C. Just piece of cake. But be careful. I understand you will have a question. Bending moment on a beam, it's not a big deal. No, it's a big deal. Do you know why? This beam is supporting what? On weight, part of the slab, part of the live load. All of this stuff, I don't care about them. I didn't care about on weight. I didn't care about how much from this slab will be supported by this beam. All of this stuff, I don't care about all of this stuff. The software can do it. The software gives you the final structure analysis results. So we don't care about loading and live load and on weight and is it one way or two way, is it we don't care about all of this stuff. We draw slab, we draw beam, we draw column, we put live load. Software can do everything because you defined what is the dimension of the beam, what is the type of material. So he knows, the software knows. For concrete, gamma equal 150, and you give the software the dimension, so he can, or the software can calculate the on weight. So just everything will be done by the software. The software finally will give you the bending moment. So go ahead and design this bending moment. Okay, if you would like to hide the label of the beams, okay, as you show them view from beam label, okay, go ahead and do it one more time. Beam label, they will be hidden. Results, we have something called column results or column force. Both of them should work. Both of them should work. Okay, but I prefer to use results from column force, or end reaction also will work. You can use end reaction. Okay, but I highly recommend to use results column force. All of them work. For example, results end reaction, for example. No, I suggested to use column force, not end reaction. I'm sorry. Column force. For column name CS1, the reaction from dead load equal 15.54 from dead load only, because you are showing up dead. Floor live load, the same column has a reaction live load equal 1.2 kb. Column CS2, the dead load reaction is 30.56 kb. For floor live load, the reaction on CS2 is 4.88 kb. Okay, if you go back to your notes, any problem to solve or to design a column, I gave you what is the dead load and what is the live fluid reaction. The software will help you in this. But I have a question, which is very important. Where is the column which labeled CS1? Okay. View, we have something called point label. View. Wow, we have many labels because we have many nodes. So what is the problem? How can we solve this issue? Do you think we have column label? This is the only way. If you make it bigger, N1, N2, N3, the column. We should have a way, just a second, beam label, node axis, drawing, render, display, rotate. We should have a way to show up the label of the column. Anyway, I will figure it out. Anyway, so each column will have a label. Column CS1, CS2, CS3, CS4, CS5, CS6, based on the order you draw them. Okay? So I will open Excel and put the column label CS1, CS2 from this column. Probably I can make a copy, but this software will not allow because you are using demo version. You don't have a full license. But if you have a full license, you can select all of them, right click, copy, and then go to the Excel and then right click, paste. Okay. Also, I will copy the dead load reaction, and I will copy the live fluid reaction. Okay. So I will copy the dead load reaction, and I will copy the live fluid reaction and multiply live fluid by 1.6 and the dead load by 1.2 to get the final floor reaction. Okay. So you can do it one by one. I'm so sorry because you have a demo version, not a full license. You can do it one by one. For example, CS1, get your calculator. CS1, what is the value of dead load? 15.54. Multiply it by 1.2. What is the value of live fluid reaction? 1.2. Multiply it by 1.6. Add them together, you can get the final value here. But these numbers, I assumed them. So your answer will be different a little bit. Probably more, not a little bit. Okay. Any questions so far? Guys, I would like to remind you, this slab with the on weight and the live fluid is supported by this beam. This beam with its own weight is supported by column. The software finally can give you what is the reaction on each column dead alone and life alone. So I will add them together after using factors 1.2 for dead load and 1.6 for life load. Then I can give you the final reaction from one floor. This reaction only from one floor. This reaction is 1.2 dead load plus 1.6 life load. How can I get the dead load alone and the life load alone? From the software. Results, column forces, dead. Here is the reaction on each column for dead. Life, here is the reaction for each column, life. So you can use this expression to finally get the final reaction or from one floor. Remember, this reaction from one floor. This reaction from only one floor. If you are designing a building with 10 floor, 10 floor, 10 floor, you are designing a column at the first floor. This column is supporting how many floors? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, until 10. So each floor will give you this reaction. So if you are looking for total reaction or P ultimate, the total reaction on the column, you need to multiply reaction from one floor times 10. That's right. We can do it on Excel. If you are familiar with Excel, please stand up on one cell and then say equal from the keyboard. Equal what? This number, just click on it. You can find C4. C is the name of the column. 4 is the name of the row. C4 is the name of this cell. Time 10. So I multiplied the value in this cell C4 times 10. 10 number of floors. Just enter. Here is the final answer. Go back to this cell. We have a little square here. This little square, if you reach this little square and then double click, you can repeat this math calculation to the other column in 1 second. One more time. One more time. If you are not familiar with Excel, how can I do calculations using Excel? I would like to multiply this number by 10. This number is reaction from one floor. 10 is the number of floors. And where will be the final results? Here. So stand up in this cell and then equal from the keyboard. Equal what? This number. Don't write it. Click on it. Time 10. Enter. Go back to this cell. Double click on this little solid square. You can repeat this calculations to the rest of the column. Any question for this point? What is your question, Burak? We only have to do it for the first floor, correct? What you mean by we have to do? Do what? Burak? Guys, do you have any question? Brock, are you still here? So what you mean we only have to do it for the first floor, correct? Okay. So this one, guys, what we solved here, it's not the first floor. Probably this floor. Probably it's this floor because all of them are typical. All of these floors are typical. So the design of beam and the slab for this floor is the same like this floor. It's the same like this floor. It's the same like this floor. I'm talking about beams and the slabs. But if you are talking about columns, no. The column is not supporting one floor. The column is supporting the whole building. So what you got from one floor, you need to multiply it by number of floors. That makes sense. It's a fatal mistake. Don't forget the number of floors. It's a horrible mistake because it will make a big difference. Okay? If you open your notes, slide number 14, I summarized the design of a tight short column, and you can repeat them for any other type of column, spiral, for example. Do you remember that? P ultimate? Guys, what is the meaning of P ultimate right now? I think I'm talking about this column. This is the P ultimate. This is the total reaction on the column. So P ultimate in this equation is the total reaction. In other words, reaction from one floor time capital N number of floors. This point is very important. This point is very important. If you have reaction from one floor, you have to figure out how many floors if you decide to design a column. Anyway, P ultimate equal 0.8 times phi time 0.85 F prime C area gross minus area steel plus F yield time area steel. Probably you will have this information. What is the type of concrete and what is the type of steel? So you can figure out what is the value of F prime C and what is the value of F yield. Any project, you will have this information. So I will assume F prime C 4,000, F yield 60,000. And did you remember, we have a range for area steel between 1% and 8%. That's right. I will assume in my design that the area steel is 2% of area gross or area concrete. It's up to you. You have a range. You have a range from 1% until 8%. So it's up to you. So go back to the equation and put your numbers. 0.8, pay equal 0.65, 0.85, F prime C is 4,000, area gross minus area steel, I will replace it by 0.02 area gross, plus 60,000 time area steel, which is replaced by 0.02 area gross. Can you simplify this equation? This equation is function only of area gross. If you will simplify these numbers, finally, P ultimate equal 2,356.64 area gross. Any question? Any question? So, if you are looking for area gross will be P ultimate divide this number. That's right? Okay. Yes, I'm looking for area gross. The value of area gross equal this number, which is P ultimate, time 1000 divide 2356. 2356.64. Go back to this cell one more time, double click here. I can figure out the area gross for each column. I have question and I need answer. Why you multiplied this P ultimate by 1000 before dividing it by this number? Do you know why? Thank you. Yeah. Your software give you the column reaction in KIP, and it use these expressions or this equation, everything in pound and inch. So I need to convert P ultimate to be in pound. So P ultimate time 1000 divide this number can give you the area gross. This area gross can be circular or can be rectangular based on the shape of the column. So if this column is a circular column, go ahead and convert this area gross to diameter, because area gross equal by d squared divided 4. If this area gross is a rectangular cross section, okay, go ahead and assume this side, you can figure out the other side. Or if your cross section is a square, so you can take the square root. Actually, I will assume the small value of the column is 10 inch for all of them. Can you figure out the other side? Yeah, I can. Equal what? Area gross divide B. This number divide this number can give you the second dimension of the column. But this number should be, I cannot say 6.36 or 15.25 or 13.95. I need to adjust this number. You can adjust it using this expression. How can I adjust it? That's fine. Let's do it. Equal what's written, open bracket, INT, open another bracket, this number divide 2, close it, plus 1, close it, I think time 2, there you go. 6.36 will be converted to 8. 15.25 will be converted to 16. 13.95, 14. 14.59, 16. 8.9, 10. 15.3, 16. 8.3, 10. One more time. Equal, open the bracket, INT, write it from the keyboard, open another bracket, divide this T value by 2, close the bracket, plus 1, close the bracket, time 2. Guys, this point is very important. It's professional important. I have question. If you have a value 13.2 and I need this number to be integer number and even number. If you are looking for 13.2 to be integer, the highest number, the following highest number, 13.2 to be integer, it will be 14 to be integer and even number. That's right. How can I do this? Using Excel. I'm trying to explain what is the meaning of this expression. Okay, you would like this number to be what? To be what? Even number. Go ahead and divide this number by 2. What is the final answer? 13.2 divide 2, I think it will be 6.6. Do you agree? Do you agree? If you add here function from Excel called integer, you can write only int. Integer will cancel the decimal number, whatever the number. So 6.6, it will be 6. 6.9, it will be 6. 6.8, it will be 6. 6.2, it will be 6. Whatever the decimal number, integer will cancel this decimal part. Then I will add 1. So 6 became 7. The whole value will be multiplied one more time by 2. So 7, it will be 14. So this expression can convert any number in this location to be integer and even to the following highest number. Okay? Any question? So we have B and we have T. Area steal. What was your assumption for area steal? You assumed area steal equal 2%. Okay. Go ahead. Equal 0.02 time P time T. What is the area steal required for each column? You can convert this area steal to how many number of bars. With your calculator or with Excel, you can figure out the number of bars. You need to select bars first. Let's do it. I will assume number 4 or number 5. Do you remember the number 5 cross-section area? Number 5. I think it was 0.31. Anybody can check this and let me know what was the area for bar number 5. Is it 0.31 inch square? Okay. So equal this total area steal divide the area steal of 1 bar. So I can figure out the number of bars. But it doesn't make any sense for anybody. The number of bar is 5.16 or 10.32 or 9.03. Your number of bar must be integer, must be even. So I will do the same. adjusted number of bar equal open bracket int open another one. This value, just click on it, divide 2, close the bracket, plus 1, close the bracket, time 2 one more time. Okay, there you go. So column label CS1 will be 10 times 8 inch with 6 bars, number 5. Column CS2 will be 10 times 16 inch. How many bars? 12, number 5. Do you like to arrange or to order them, to sort them? Okay, you can select all of them like this. And we have something here called data sort A to Z from the smallest to the biggest. Or sort, you like to sort by what? By reaction. There you go. So we have this column, this group will be 10 format cell. I can change the color. These 3 columns very close to each other. I will assume this one 8. So the first group of the column will be 10 times 8 with 6 bars, number 5. Second group will be 10 times 10. The second group consists of 4 columns with this color. So this color, I can match it with these, and I can match it to these number of bars. So the second group, I forget this one. The second group will be 10 times 10 inch, 8 bars. Third group, probably I will do it 16. All of this column will be 16, 16, 16. This one 14, I will make it 16. I will do it 16. So this group of column will be 16 times, 10 times 16, 12 bars, number 5. The next one will be 24. I agree. I agree to be 24. 24 is good. So I will change it to be color, red color, and the 24, 24. No, this one will be 24, 24. This one will be 24. Be more generous with the column, because columns safety is very important. And the number of bars will be 16 bars, number 5. The last group, I will make it 30. The last group, probably I will give it this color. So finally, in your construction, I have how many groups? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. First group, 10 by 8 inch, 6 bars, number 5. Second group, in 10 times 10, 8 bars. 10 times 16, 12 bars. 10 times 24, 16 bars. 10 times 30, 20 bars. So we should have how to show out the label of the column, but I will figure it out anyway. In column, anyway. So I will assume this column is CS1. What is the design of this column CS1? CS1, here you go. 10 by 8 inch, 6 bars, times 5, 6 bars size 5. For example, this column is CS 16. CS 16. Here you go. 10 by 30 inch. How many bars? 20 bars, number 5. So this Excel sheet can help you to figure out the design of each column, the dimension, and the number of bars. Guys, be careful about constructing this Excel sheet. The reaction from the software, which is 1.2 dead load plus 1.6 live load, you have to multiply it by how many floors do you have to get the total reaction, which you call P ultimate. Once you get the P ultimate, you can design your column or these columns step by step. First, area gross. Second, assume one dimension. Then you can figure the other dimension and you can adjust it. Area steel, which is you assumed at 2%. Then you can get the number of bars and you can adjust it.